After the retelling of the Battle of Gods movie, Dragon Ball Super now moved on to the retelling of the Resurrection F movie. Viewed by many fans as the worst arc of Super thus far, let us take a moment to relive the good and the bad from the Resurrection F arc. Hey guys, if you're a fan of the content that I put out, please hit that subscribe button so you're always up to date with all my latest content. And remember to like and share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys down in the comment section. So if you guys are new to the channel, what I normally do in these reviews is I give you my opinion of what I liked and what I've disliked. In this situation, we're comparing it to a movie, Resurrection F. And I did my review for the Battle of Gods arc. I'm going to leave it in a link in the description below so you can go ahead and check that out before you watch this one. And there were many positives and negatives. To be honest, there were more negatives than positives in the Resurrection F arc. It has been viewed as probably the worst arc so far of Super. To be fair to Super, it has gotten better since then. But let's take a look. Let's take a moment. Let's go back and let's see some of the positives and some of the negatives. One thing that I liked was the return of voice actors Christopher Ayers over on the dubbing side and Risuo Nakao over on the Japanese side. Both men do a fantastic job of portraying Frieza. I believe that they did amazing jobs both in the movie and in the TV version of Resurrection F. And it was just good to hear those voices back in Dragon Ball. So even if the arc itself wasn't that good, it was good to hear their voices back on TV. And another thing I really liked about the Resurrection F TV version is that it gave you an insight of the training that both Goku and Vegeta and Frieza went through. In the movie, you were made to understand that yes, that Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza all went training, but you never got to see any of that because it would have made the movie too long of time and all that. So you were just assumed to know that they all trained. But in the TV series, you actually get to see Goku and Vegeta training with Whis, the beginning of what would become Super Saiyan Blue. You get to see a little bit of Frieza training on another planet with his henchmen, just showing a little bit of how he got his golden form. And I like that. I like that little story building that we didn't get to see in the movie. Now, one thing I really didn't like was the fact that, like the Battle of Gods arc, it was the retelling of a movie. So again, episodes seemed to drag. It was very boring. There were minor changes made, so it was kind of like, okay, you know, we want this arc to end already so we can get into the new stuff. And it was turning a lot of fans away because already we're almost like 20 episodes in, and it's like, oh my god, this is really boring. It's just, I already know what's happening. So the fact that it was a retelling of a second movie really turned a lot of fans away, and it was just making Super itself boring because it was predictable. Though one thing I did like was the introduction of new characters such as Gotenks and Captain Ginyu. These characters weren't in the original movie, so it was good to see them finally get their little airtime, even if it was just for a little bit. Gotenks only came in and fought Ginyu for what seemed like a handful of minutes, but it was good to see the interaction of Gotenks, his comedy come in. It was good to see that character. It was interesting to see when they defused to have Frieza look at Kid Trunks and have that little moment of saying, man, you know, he looks familiar. And I really like that touch that the TV version did over the movie. It was good to see Captain Ginyu come back, change from his frog form into Frieza's henchman, and it was just good to see those characters get their little screen time, even though eventually Gotenks defused and he really just had a couple minutes of airtime and Captain Ginyu was eventually killed by Vegeta. It was still good to see those characters interact and those characters come on TV for a little bit. Another thing that I didn't like, and probably was the biggest turnoff of the entire arc, was the animation. The animation was notoriously hated by a lot of fans. I think almost everybody in the Dragon Ball community. It was very poorly animated. The fight between Goku and Frieza was just some of the worst animation you will see, and it turned a lot of people away. A lot of people did not like that, and you know, and you can't blame them. You can't blame them. It was really poorly done, and in a way, it was a blessing in disguise, because after that awful animation, to give Super credit, they have really turned it around. Not to say that it's perfect, that Super has the best animation, because it doesn't, but I have not seen animation as bad as it was during that Resurrection F arc. So you got to look at it as a blessing in disguise. You got to look at it as you know what, that was rock bottom. We really cannot do that again, especially with all the new material coming out. It's not going to be retelling of movies anymore. So they had to raise the bar. So I look at it as a blessing in disguise, but there's no doubt that the animation in the Resurrection F arc and the TV series was probably the worst that Super has seen thus far in its series. I did not like the fight between Goku and Frieza, unlike in the Battle of Gods arc. In that video where I said that the battle between Goku and Beerus I felt was better than the movie, in this case it was the complete opposite. This fight was very lackluster. It was, again, poorly animated. I really was not feeling it. I really enjoyed the movie version over the TV version. It was just very boring. I wanted it to end. I wanted the fight to end so the arc could end and we could get into something new. So that's where I was when I was watching that fight. And I did not like it. But what I did like was the fight between Vegeta and Frieza. Unlike in the movie, there was only very little airtime that you got to saw Vegeta and Frieza fight. But in the TV series, you actually got to see Vegeta go in on Frieza, and it was really good. All the punchings when he's punching him down from the sky was a really cool moment. I really enjoyed that. And that fight in particular was something I liked. It was a little change up. It was a little eyebrow raiser, like, oh, okay, here we go. Here's something a little new. Here's something we can like. The animation was a lot better than some of the stuff that we had seen before. So I personally enjoyed that little twist on the TV version over the movie. In general, though, the Resurrection arc itself was something that I did not like. If I was recommending somebody that just started watching Super, if they had seen the movie, I would honestly tell them to just go ahead and just skip the arc, because there was really nothing worthwhile watching. Yes, it had a nice little tweaks in it that I enjoyed, the Vegeta fight, the training, but honestly, it's not groundbreaking stuff that you have to watch the arc for. So, in my opinion, I really didn't like this. I mean, the Battle of Gods arc also was a retelling, but that one I felt was a little bit more bearable to watch. The Resurrection F1 was really bad. I honestly did not like it, and I honestly give it 2 thumbs down. I really didn't like it, and I wouldn't recommend somebody to watch it. But what do you guys think? You guys let me know. Go ahead and comment down in the comment section. Did you like the Resurrection F arc? Did you not like it? Did you feel the TV version did something better than the movie? Go ahead and let me know what you think. I'll meet you down in the comment section. We'll talk, we'll debate, we'll discuss. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care.